매번 만져봐는 심장이 baby 아홉 오빠들 만나 난 잘 모르는 여잔 별로거든 but baby baby 숨이 콱콱 막히잖아 이렇게 만든 건 너였잖아 아무 말도 할 수가 없어 이런 기분 처음인걸 다른 여자와 달라 뻔한 사랑은 싫어 내가 더 많이 좋아해도 상관없어 너만 있으면 돼 다른 남자와 달라 이제 그만 받아줘 You be my baby 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 너 다른 남자 말고 너 다른 남자 말고 너 다른 남자 말고 no.
It's time now for the round 3 gold challenger match. The finals here for round 3. SK Telecom versus Jin Air Green Wings. My name is Wolf. Today with me is Moonglade, and this is going to be a sick finals.
This is going to be very exciting, Wolf. I'm so excited to see Jin Air make it this far. They've had some really interesting sort of results with usually just one player a day carrying the rest of the team. First day was SOS. Second day, as of course, was Maru. Today, who will it be? I don't know, but they're starting with Rogue.
Yep, and you know, a lot of people have speculated that maybe if this pattern continues, we'll have one player from each race for Jin Air to all kill in the playoffs.
That could be the pattern here. It'll all make sense now.
Look at this team, 7-0, untouchable with a 14-point positive indicator. And look at the Jin Air side of things. They had a much rougher round, Moonglade. They got here with a 4-3, barely a positive indicator, and they had to fight their way to the grand finals here.
Yeah, they really did. It was very, very close for a lot of these teams going to like the last week of this round 3. So, but you know, Jin Air still look fantastic. They still have those very powerful players that can lift, especially in Proleague. Rogue comes to mind. He certainly performs a lot better here than he does in individual leagues, for instance.
Absolutely. This is his arena. This is where he does well. He's a great starting player choice. They sent out 2 other players to start in the past already. You know, SOS being the one they wanted to use for the you know, silver and bronze challenger matches, the other parts of this playoff. Now sending out Rogue, a totally different player, to try to throw SKT off. SKT, a totally different beast. SKT is not going to rely on all kills and multi-kills in this series. They have so many good players that could snipe, so many good players that could take multiple kills. Even a player like Sari that we just saw on screen there very briefly could go in for a snipe or a cheese.
He is a dangerous player, and he definitely might be used for a snipe. We have so many good players in the SKT lineup, which is why they are so dangerous and why they went 7-0 this round.
I think most people are highly favoring SKT going to this match today, including the fans and the crowd. I do feel like, you know, for SKT, the biggest challenge is how do we defeat Maru?
That's really the name of the game when it comes to Jin Air at this point. Though, you know, SOS as well as Rogue are very dangerous. They are dangerous, but they aren't Maru. Maru is a guy that can beat any race on any map at this point. Like, he is clearly unstoppable. I think his biggest weakness is probably TVZ. And SKT Zerg, you know, they aren't the strongest compared to some of the other teams.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at our total points. These top 4 teams were all the teams that made it to the playoffs. Only, of course, SKT and Jin Air remain. A win here for Jin Air would put them pretty high up there going into our actual grand finals that we're going to have after round 4. So all of these points are really important, but we've already seen so far SKT is very much on top.
That's right, and here's the first match of the day. INnoVation versus Rogue on Coda. And then that map list as well, Expedition Lost, Deadwing, Varney, Cactus, Echo, and Coda. It makes a lot of sense that they do put out a Terran here or a Zerg, because that next map being Expedition Lost, a great Zerg map. You know, Terran can still mix it up pretty well, though, in INnoVation if he comes off that first win. I doubt Jin Air's going to be throwing out another Zerg as well.
I don't think so, because the only other Zerg that could really throw it, I feel, that has the strength to do it could be Symbol, but we haven't seen him field it in a long time.
Yeah, I doubt we're going to see him at all, especially against someone like INnoVation, because Symbol is never known for his TVZ, his ZVT either.
Right, you know, more of a ZVZ guy, more than anything, I'd say. And here are some of our data. So let me go through this a little bit. So this is basically all the different matchups that have occurred with these scores. As you guys can see, SKT has a ton more records in the all-kill format because they have played so many games. Now, if you look at this, it's like how many times has this score occurred? How many times has SKT won in a 4-0? 3 times. How many times they lost 4-0 is 2 times. So you can see Jenner's never been all-killed before, ever in this format. Not even a single time.
Not even once. That's pretty interesting to know here, and it makes a lot of sense as well. Like Maru, he's never going to just drop out. If he's used, he's going to be getting a lot of kills.
Now notice the multi-kill data here. Maru would have the best chance, as well as SOS actually. Those 2 players multiple times actually getting so many kills for their teams. And if you look at INnoVation, including his time on Woongjin Stars, it's like going like back to back his STX days as well. This includes GSTL data, all of this. So I was told by our stats guy. And here, of course, are our records for these players. The top 5 for each team. Most likely, we're probably not going to see anyone besides these players on this list unless we have a really specific sniper planned for a map.
Yeah, that's right. I'm certainly going to see Maru, Rogue, SOS. It's really the 4th player that's the biggest question for Jenner right now. So, I don't know. I think it's definitely going to be more of a sniper pick as that 4th player. I don't know who they're going to take out.
Right, and notice that Maru versus SKT has a bit of a bad record. He said in his interview as well. That's one of the reasons why he's not feeling insanely confident going into this matchup today. Now here's what is being called superiority and inferiority. This is these teams' match records against each other. So let me just break it down for Su, and then you can actually get the idea of what this all means. Su has a positive record versus Pure and Trap. He's 6-6 currently versus Maru, so they're actually equal. All of the players that you see that are equivalent there in the middle means that actually they have the exact same record against each other. So this is basically which players are favored versus which other players, which might give you a hint as to which players might actually be sent out versus other players. And I hope you screen cap that or something, because that was definitely not enough time to think about it.
We got through the initial explanation, but here's the viewpoints of today. So SKT going for their 2nd championship in 2015. Jenner in the round finals for the 3rd consecutive time. SKT won all their matches on Expedition Lost, and can Rogue repeat the true shock once again?
Well, that's what we'll have to wait and see. It's I guess not exactly translated perfectly there, the shock, but of course he's talking about, it was a bit of a shocking thing that happened back then. Can Rogue pull another true, like a Zerg that comes out and destroys everyone? True, of course, no longer on Jenner. And we're going into, I believe, a bit of an interview here with the coaches of these 2 teams to see how they're feeling going into this one. We're going to be hearing from the SKT coach first. So Jenner got all kills in both their bronze and silver matches. What did you think when you were watching those matches? I wanted it to go to the last set, but they were able to use minimum numbers of players, so that kind of disappoints me. And that's what disappointed me the most. So INnoVation is your first player. He didn't actually do very well in this most recent round. So what's the reason behind sending him out first? He's not doing well recently against Zerg players, but in the team house and in practice he's doing well. Looking at my players, I felt like INnoVation was definitely the best player to choose because he has the most experience. Maru has a really bad record versus SKT. So the SKT players actually shouldn't feel pressure playing against Maru, right? I think my players actually have solutions for Maru. Nobody thinks he's weak. Everyone thinks he's strong. I think Maru just, for some reason, doesn't perform well against our team. So they're not going to be overconfident, of course, but they're not that stressed about him.
How did you feel when you saw INnoVation coming out? I felt it's going to be a difficult match.
테란을 예상하고 내긴 했는데
And I expected a Terran player to come out,
그런
but I didn't really expect INnoVation to be that player. So I know it's going to be a difficult match for us.
중혁이나
I expect a Dream
저그전
or maybe a ZVZ.
신영이가 처음에 딱 나와서 좀 많이
I was kind of flustered when I saw INnoVation coming out as the player.
생각했습니다.
네, 네. 그 2세트 조난지 뽑으셨잖아요.
네.
He thinks it's going to be a very difficult match.
11승 5패. 어떻게 생각하십니까? 조난지.
일단은 1세트 맵을 SK
Expedition lost. SKT didn't lose a map this round.
그래서 사실 1경기 때 저그를 낼 확률보다는
First map is a good map for a Terran player,
저희는 조난지로
so we expected them to send out a Terran player as their first player. So that was why we sent out a Zerg player. We want to take the first set because they are doing very well in that second set, which is Expedition lost.
그 맵이 만약에 뒤쪽에 있을 경우에는 저희가 상대적으로 병렬이를 계속 아껴야 되는 상황이 어쩔 수 없이 생길 것 같더라고요. 그래서 일단 빨리 소비하고 네 그런 뜻에서 좀 빨리.
If the map was in the later sets, we would have to save Rogue for the later sets. But the map was in the earlier sets, so that's why we were able to send him out as our starting player.
프로 선수들은 프로팀은 우승을 해야 더 빛이 나는
So every pro team has to win a championship to really shine.
1라운드, 2라운드.
We didn't really get to win a championship this season,
정말 준비도 많이 했고 또 최선을
so we want to become the champions this time around.
해서
We practiced very hard for this match today.
집행할 수 있도록
We want to advance to the grand final
최선을
at first place.
네, 마지막으로 최현성 감독님도 결승 2만을 가고 정리를 해주시죠. 네, 오늘
Any final words from the SKT coach?
저희가 1위를 확정할 수 있는 확률이 많이 올라갈 것 같아요. 만약 이긴다면. 그렇기
If we win a championship tonight, we're going to secure the first place spot for those grand finals at the end of the year.
T1을 1위로 올려보내고 2위 싸움을 하겠다.
So I hope Jin helps us tonight
오늘 반드시 이겨서
to secure our first place spot,
상대가 되도록 하겠습니다.
and maybe Jin can be the second or third place.
All right, so I mean, these two teams obviously have a lot to prove. SKT was not in the round 2 finals, and Jin Air lost thanks to basically just the efforts of one man. Byul was really who defeated Jin Air in round 2, and so they want to have their first round win this season. It's a very, very tense moment, and for SKT, a win today would secure them first place no matter what happens in round 4, which is actually insane.
It's ridiculous domination. They couldn't have had a better round this round, and yeah, they put themselves so far ahead. They must be feeling great. I mean, even if they do badly today, next round, all they have to do is, get a few wins to secure that spot.
Looks like the GG girls are going on vacation after round 3.
Well said. I wonder where they're going. Dressed like that.
No doubt the one on the left will be taking a Jin Air flight there.
Absolutely. The SKT, they're, well, I guess they got money, so it's fine.
They'll call to book the flight on their SKT plan phone.
You got it down, Wolf.
I got it. Well, this is a very important starting match because especially for Jin Air, to lose Rogue early on like this would be very painful to their roster. INnoVation is not the star of the team right now. In fact, I feel like of the 4 players we see today, he could potentially be the weakest. And here he is.
That is a very good point, Wolf, and I agree with you there. He's kind of a bit of a mystery player these days. He hasn't been doing very well during the round. He's had some success in individual matches as well, qualifying for Star League. He dropped out pretty quick in the Kester Cup and as well in the Shenzhen qualifiers. So he hasn't had that much success, but he's still, he's getting decent wins here and there. Against Zerg, it's going to be another question there.
Yeah, definitely going to be a tough one here for him, but I have confidence in him in this first match. I feel like he's going to show us some good play. Now his opponent on the other side of things just played very recently. Always got that free bird. 13-5, 3-1 versus Terran. His Star League results, his GSL results, not always the most impressive. However, in best of ones, this guy really, really shines. He's also won 2 matches of ace matches, undefeated, and has a positive record versus INnoVation.
Yeah, you can definitely see it going further again today. You know, he's looking great against Terran. We did see him play against Hart recently in those Star League. I think that might have even been yesterday.
Yeah, that was just yesterday. And he crushed Hart. Not even close. And he showed only cheeses, by the way, which is really important because we did not get to see him play any ZBT. So fans out there, don't get stressed. He hasn't shown any ZBT that he's going to be showing in this best of one, most likely on Coda. So INnoVation does not have much to go with. And a 3-3 prediction, SKT, me, you, and also Daehyun, the analyst. For the Jin predictions, it's Valdez, Kanata, and the Monday caster. A 3-3 split down the middle.
It's a close one. It really just comes down to what kind of damage Maru can do, what kind of damage Rogue can do early on here.
And look at these predictions as well. Valdez and I going for INnoVation. You vote for Rogue. Our Korean commentators split again. Daehyun voting for INnoVation, but Kanata and Monday voting for Rogue. So it's another 3-3 split. This series absolutely could go all the way.
It very
to
well
Game
could.
7.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all.
It's
So
actually
excited to get it started.
So tense. I'm so excited as well, man. This is going to be the momentum gainer for these teams. It's starting right here, right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is the round 3 finals. INnoVation versus Rogue for game 1. In the bottom left, in orange for SKT1, it's INnoVation, their starting player.
In the top left here on Coda, starting player for Jin Air, it's Rogue. Can he get the damage done early? He did show, as you said, a lot of aggression yesterday against a lesser Terran player. No doubt hiding stuff for today as well, because today is much more important.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only Rogue, but SOS had to play yesterday as well. Unfortunately for him, he didn't get to have that luxury of being able to take a quick 3-0 with unorthodox builds. Here's our INnoVation GG girls here on the SKT1 side. You've got to win, that says. At the bottom. There's Hey Chuzeo implying he has to win for her, perhaps. And this is just, of course, a sign for Rogue. Win cleanly.
I wouldn't necessarily say that either.
Well, not necessarily cleanly, but like a sharp victory, like a clear-cut win.
Ah, okay.
Not clean as in, like, don't cheese.
Like, I encourage you to cheese, especially against INnoVation, who is one of the most standard greediest players you'll ever meet, as we see right now. It looks like it's going to be that CC first as well.
Yeah.
Pure greed. Pure robotical greed.
Well, INnoVation has been criticized a lot for his robotic play. Thanks, Blizzard, for killing my favorite game of all time. R.I.P.
Well, I guess...
Also, a shout-out to that mod in the chat that everybody loves so much.
I don't know why we got that on camera.
He must mean that...
I think he means Diablo 2.
Yeah. Maybe that's what he means.
That's a fantastic game, but man, it did not get the support it required.
Actually, I feel like he's probably like a really hardcore kart rider fan.
Blizzard didn't make that.
No, that's what I'm saying. So what he's saying is StarCraft 2 is so good that now the next arena doesn't show as many kart rider games because Proleague took the time slot.
You hit the nail on the head, Wolf. You hit the nail on the head.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna suggest that says Star League is better than the International 5.
Yeah, well, that definitely is. Something about some sort of tech rush. This is too much reading for me, but that's a cool sign. I'm happy. That's his Twitter. You can follow him.
It's actually a good idea.
Just hit him up. Be like, nice sign, dude. All right, so this game is winding up pretty slowly, as we did have this very, very greedy economic builds, even gas before pool for Rogue as he's mining now up to 20 gas, and we'll most likely see a Reaper come out of that barracks. It's about time.
Just the standard sort of opening from Rogue as well. Nothing out of the ordinary here, just going for a bit of a later gas. He could really maybe even just assume to go no gas expand against someone like INnoVation, who generally always goes for that CC first. You can just take it to another level of greed against this guy.
Yeah. Absolutely. But perhaps he wants to be aggressive. Again, a very early speed here. And I would not be surprised to see another all-in like we saw yesterday. And he showed us Nidus play, 2-base Muta, just very aggressive Ling run buys and mainling attacks. Nothing macro game oriented, not a single strat yesterday that we saw. Possibly because he wanted to hide strategies. You know, there's also a small chance that that's how he's liking playing right now.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with that. It's going to be, the only other problem with this is, like, INnoVation's probably expecting it, especially after seeing yesterday. He's like, well, he's playing very aggressive. He knows I'm a very greedy player. The way to kill me early is to try and cheese me out. So he's probably going to be looking for a lot of aggression as well.
Yeah.
We'll see when he puts down that third CC.
And this is so important because, as you said, you saw him yesterday. He also has been able to, like the rest of the SK team, because they were in first place, skip 2 rounds and had 2 rounds of matches for all the teams to watch. Watching, of course, Jin Air most specifically now because they're the ones they're facing, but they have that extra time to prepare, which Jin Air does not. And because of Starleague timing for the schedule as well for their players, unfortunately, it really does not work out in their favor.
Yeah, certainly not.
So, sexy boy power!
Must be talking about us, Wolf.
Yeah, no doubt. I didn't read the rest, but I'm sure it was about us. I didn't even need to read it.
I translated it. Certainly did say.
That's what it said.
Well,
at this point, we do see it is going to be a Hellbat rush. The armory is on the way. This is so far unscouted by Rogue. That Marine does make it somewhat suspicious, of course, but you can never assume it's Hellbats just because he's denying your scout.
Certainly not. And we are seeing more and more Queen production from Rogue, and you know, if you do have enough Queens, you can kind of deflect it not too badly. And we are also seeing Lings come out to try and get map control and deal with the Hellions on the map. He's actually getting a surround on some here.
Yeah.
He gets a kill too. That's going to slow it down so much.
That's really, really nice to get. Keep in mind that Overlord, even though didn't see the armory, did see no tech lab on the starport, so he knows it's at least going to be some sort of drop-oriented play. At least that's what he would assume from here, but it actually is going to be a cloak fall with the Hellbats.
Yeah, it's going to be...
He doesn't know that.
2 Hellions in that Medivac, and he's going to turn them into Hellbats now. Drop it into the main base.
Oh, look at that. Drops them, transforms them, pick them up. Heading in now.
Lings are waiting for it though. So.
Yeah, but that's only a few. He's going to need Queens. That Spore Claw are going to help out when it finishes as well. Good position here in between the minerals. Good micro, picking up that weakened Hellbat. The second one as well will be lifted, but the Spore Crawler forces it away. Several Queens, as you mentioned, going to help push this back.
Yeah,
stick around.
Rogue's going to have fantastic creep spread at this rate. You know, he's got 3 Queens, committed to that fact, and he's making more as it is. But so far, you know, only taking 2 drone damage, and he forced out a couple, a Spore in the main base at the very least, so he's going to be safe from Banshees there. It's the every other base that's the problem. Currently, none in the natural or third base.
It's almost as if he's just expecting that ground push follow-up. And he has plenty of Queens to help target down the medevacs as well. 6 Queens in total, and there are going to be a total of 9 Hellbats, 1 Banshee on the way with Cloak nearly finished.
He's going to need Banelings, and he's making them now. Is it going to be enough time, though, because the Hellbats are marching straight towards them? And
if he doesn't have an Overseer, you know, nearby, or a Spore Crawler, which he does not have, his lair isn't even done yet. He's targeted down by that Banshee, excuse me, and here they go. Baneling's about to finish. They finish at the worst possible time for INnoVation, but even still, many of them are down now. Looks like he's going to push towards the third base. No detection on that Banshee, but transfuses, keeping the Queens alive for now.
Yeah, plenty of transfuses left over, at least in that one that got targeted. Ooh, a bit of a mishap in micro there. Not transfusing that Queen fast enough.
Oh, it does go down here. And he's just killing so many Queens at this point. The Hellbat's kind of alone here now, though. Not able to do much. Here comes some reinforcements and a second Banshee, and that's when things get really hairy.
Oh, yeah, he did not make enough Lings to kind of follow up this. That is too many Hellbats right now. He's making Banelings outside the third, but they're just going to get targeted down.
He has an Overseer, but not enough Queens. He's losing his Queens here. These Banelings being targeted, as you said. Now the Banshees can just retreat from this location. He's going to actually target down that Spore Crawler here, it looks like, with these Hellbats as well. He doesn't have any medevacs because he made Banshees to follow this up, so these Hellbats will not be able to retreat. But look at this, if he loses this Queen, it's going to be close.
Oh, just on 5 HP now, but third base under heavy attack.
Yeah, I bought him enough space, actually pushes back. and Lings alone are coming out so slowly. They're streaming together like this. The small amounts of reinforcements will never be able to kill the Hellbats. He's just feeding the Lings to them at this point.
Yeah, he's got to actually get them grouped together and try for a surround here. He's not going to lose the hatchery anytime soon, so he does have time. But the biggest problem of all is he's losing that mining time.
Yeah, all those drones. There's a huge swarm of drones to the south just waiting away from this, losing that mining time, as you said. And these Hellbats eventually will get taken out. Actually, more reinforcements coming. He's just continuing this like a parade push across the map with these Hellbats. The
right.
drones!
Oh, taking some big damage there. Only 2 going down so far, 3.
Good controls, good reaction time. These queens, so many of them are actually very low, actually, especially that one in the middle.
Somehow keeping it alive there. He's got 1 transfuse. Does use it just in time.
Yeah, good control here by Rogue. Not the best targeting there by INnoVation. It looks like this rush will end with INnoVation up 7 Harvesters with the 3rd base. 1-1 nearly complete. Very, very ahead at this point.
Yeah, he's certainly got the momentum behind him, that 3rd base up and running. He's fully saturated. He's got all the production he ever needs now for a parade push with Eminem and follow-up.
Yeah, he's got a huge Marine count. Now, we saw on screen just briefly, he lost 17 Hellbats. That's a lot.
That is a lot of money.
He made Rogue he forced so many lanes that he's ahead in Harvesters, and he lost so much mining time that I feel like overall it's definitely worth it.
Well, I mean, the supplies alone tell the story. You know, he's up 20 supply at this point. He's on the same economy, if not stronger, with mules. And there's no army, really, for Rogue at this point. And now we got Marines coming across the map with Stim.
And 1-1. Well, his combat shield's nearly finished. This is looking like it could be what finishes Rogue in this first game.
Failings here, gonna force him to lift, but now he's gonna get to the main base in time. Another big problem.
The Mutalisks are just now being made, so they're not gonna be able to shut down drops just yet. 5 of them on the way. These Banelings don't have speed yet either. It's almost done, but not done yet. Stimming here, gonna try to get this extractor, perhaps an Overlord or 2, and just lift up.
Oh, perfect lift there. He's gonna try to lift on the Banes as well, which is also very intelligent.
Even Hellbats over here on the low ground could get elevated up, but with all these queens here, it looks like he is going to be pushed back for now. The Medevac's very low on health.
Yuta's finally out now. Only 5 of them though, so it's not going to be enough to really be dangerous in terms of harassment. Even shutting down Medevac is going to be a bit of a chore.
Yeah. The second the Medevacs on the right side responded, that hatchery was canceled. He's got Widow Mines in the mix as well. He does start 2-2, but the 2-2 of INnoVation is significantly ahead.
Yeah. And, you know, the supply difference is getting bigger and bigger. And losing a meter as well. Not a good place, Rogue. It's going to be so hard for him to come back into this. You know, he's going to have to take great fights on creep, but the creep is not that good. He needs a 4th base building right now if he wants to try and stay in this game in the mid game as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's usually what this matchup is defined by, is can the Terran kill the 4th or not. If in your game you can't even make one, then you know you've got a problem.
Yeah, you got a big problem.
Baited into the Widow Mine. Doesn't get the hit he wants, but does kill a few Mutalisks.
Decent enough.
Yeah, decent enough. Not the money hit, but almost money.
Almost money.
Like Monopoly money hit right there. It's like money, but it's not real. Well, I went
agree,
there.
agree completely. I agree. Some people think Monopoly money is real, Wolf. Some people take it that seriously.
For sure.
Not me there.
I don't like that Monopoly guy.
Oh man, he's shifty. But here we go.
All right, this is a lot of links here, even off creep, but look at the reinforcements. I don't think he should be fighting this.
Bad fight indeed. Off creep into a huge bio concave. Failings right at the back. That is exactly what you not want to do ever against a Terran player, especially if you're behind. Now 2-2, moments from finishing. Same with Rogues though, so he will stay on par before a fight happens.
There's like a few seconds where INnoVation has his lead, but the Zebras here stopping him for actually taking that fight.
Ooh, Muta's flying into them. This is another one. And that is a lot of Widow Mines and great positioning.
Yeah, great positioning, good splitting here already, pre-splitting. And the longer he waits, that creep is receding. I mean, he's got really good scans, really good movement here. That Thor gets a great shot on the Mutas. Things are looking terrible for Rogue now. He's 60 supply down. And that Widow Mine has drilling clouds. Oh, those failing hits were non-existent.
They were non-existent. You cannot fight a concave like that either. Not when there's that much bio. You got to have Lings there. You got to have something to buffer for them. And look at that army. Look at the supply difference. 60 supply difference. INnoVation just having the macro game of his life right now.
Well, when you let the robot go, man, you get out of control.
You cannot let the robot go. Or
he gets his macro.
Stage,
this is what happens.
Yeah, it is absolutely insane.
Great micro here on the Thor as well. And that is game. Rogue slumps in his chair. GG. Amongst the screams of fangirls, INnoVation takes game 1. Will be our victor here. And now we're going on to Expedition Lost. The map And the next map that we're going to be seeing here, and I don't know who they would like to send. I don't think Symbol is the answer. I think they have to send a different player from a different race. We're not going to see a ZVT here.
Yeah, we certainly are not. It's going to be a pretty interesting decision. I mean, do they want to throw out someone big straight away? Do they want to throw out... Who would you want to deal with INnoVation? Like, who would... Like, I think
Oh, he's
Rogue.
showing his heart rate. Heart's beating pretty fast.
He's human after all.
That's actually hilarious. I'm not sure if that's exactly what he's trying to imply. Like,
Like, I actually do have a heart, guys.
someone will definitely have to explain that joke to me. That's a loss in translation one, I think. But
Well, looking at Jin Air's lineup here, a Terran killer. I think Rogue was their Terran killer, unless they want to take it to a TVT. I don't think they want to use SOS or Trap or Terminator to deal with INnoVation. I think maybe, I don't want to see Maru, but who else do they have for this guy already?
I don't want to send Maru. Because
But
Maru is excellent on Deadwing. And Deadwing is the third map. So if
Yeah.
he wins and he goes into Deadwing, that's a pretty good situation. If they lose him, though, it's like the series is already
It's
over.
scary. It's such a big risk. And Deadwing, and then it's Bonnie, then Cactus. So it's not bad. It's not a bad series of maps for Maru, but do they? It's still such early time to be sending him out.
Yeah. And, sending Maru against... He will likely be hit with Classic. Classic just played against Dream, his own teammate, in the Star League Finals. In that matchup, looked insanely strong. Dream playing a very good series as well. Don't want to take anything away from him. It's really, really solid. But, if Classic snipes him or Classic beats him, on Deadwing, for example, even, then they've lost their star player. They've lost their best player, and it's almost as if without Maru, I don't think anyone could predict Jin Air to win this series.
Certainly not. No. Maru is the key to this win.
I feel like most people are saying Maru will be, if Jin Air wins this, the player to take the fourth game. If no one else, it can be no one else.
Well, they have such a huge lineup to deal with Maru as well, and they're waiting for him to come out. Like, if Maru is forced out in such an awkward position, like, they're going to be so happy about it because they have a bunch of Zerg players. They got some great Terran players. Dream could come out and get his revenge for Star League Season 1. And